All right, so we are going to check out the Warcraft 30 Direct. This actually came out while I was on a cruise, so I missed it. I came back. I want to check it out. I heard some things about player housing, and I want to see what's kind of said about modern WoW. So I'm going to skip a lot of this stuff because I'm not interested in it. I'm only going to watch the World of Warcraft sections, and more specifically, retail WoW. I'm not really interested in Classic. So let's see what's going on. If anything really catches my eye that I want to stop and talk to, I'll pause it.
We're so excited that
I'm going to try to just watch it through.
Celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with us. When the game first came out in 2004, I remember Facebook had just launched.
2004.
I'd been in the game industry for a handful
I started playing
of
in
years when
07.
I picked up WoW, and I was in awe. Even
was
when
the good
I
old
was
days.
running about and exploring on my Night Elf Hunter, I made friends who would group with me and tackle just about anything, including helping me save 40 gold for my first mount. I loved it. I still do, just like many of you. And as most of you know,
I miss
the
it.
game saw absolutely explosive growth in the early years and brought multiplayer gaming to the mainstream. That in turn created countless friendships, camaraderie, and escape.
Like the
for
classic WoW
people
days were
every
completely
day.
different than what it is
Still
now.
does 20 years later.
The amount of hours I spent just leveling and talking as opposed to like getting to the end game. Like end game was not even a thought.
And discovered that across 2 decades, together, we've
Now it's just,
accumulated
you know, rush to the end game as fast as
1
possible and
billion days of
play it, beat it.
time played in Azeroth.
All right.
So many of you have joined us over the years. Some of you have met partners in the world and gotten married. Some of you have even named your kids and pets after characters and locations in the game.
Who named their kid
Veterans from
Arthas?
all over the world. Those
Someone
who are
did.
hearing or visually impaired or have physical challenges. We've welcomed seniors, even whole families playing together with their kids, and so many more who call our world home. No matter who you are, when you come to Azeroth,
I need to try to
you
get my
can
kid
live
involved
how
in
you
WoW.
want and be who you want to be. It's a gift for so many, and certainly to us. We feel it every day.
It's crazy that it's lasted this long.
One of those special stories is live now on Netflix in a documentary called The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. Maud Steen, who played a character named Evelyn, lived
I'm
a
not really
life
interested
in
in any of this.
Azeroth that he couldn't in the real world. He suffered from Duchenne muscular dystrophy for most of his life and fought it courageously alongside his incredible family.
Oh my God,
who I'm
did anybody else
proud to
use a
have
mouse
met
like
and
that?
fallen
I
in
missed
love
that.
with. Because of Mats and his role
I thought you were fucking pro when you were rolling around with the ball.
Discovered the power of online game communities and advocated.
Oh my
for
God, I
gaming
forgot that
around
we
the
even used
world
those.
as a source of joy and companionship.
Felt like a boss. It's like I don't have to move
Sadly,
my mouse. I just
Mats
roll
was
it with
taken from
just
this
roll it
world
with the
and
thumb.
Azeroth far too soon. Because of Mats and stories like his, we were inspired to create a charity pet program for classic and our modern game to support.
Is this all this is? It's not,
a
like,
nonprofit
actually talking about
organization
it?
dedicated to improving and extending the lives of those affected by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We want to thank you in advance for giving to this cause that offers support to people just like Mats.
So I guess it's, yeah.
This little cutie is Revan, and he's available until January 6th. He was inspired by the detective agency.
I want to watch
created
Classic.
for his
I haven't
busy
even
role-play
played
life in Azeroth.
or touched it. And it looks like Miss Pandora. Okay, so yeah, obviously, because Cataclysm just happened, so now they're gonna do.
Right now, we have our 20th anniversary celebration running in-game. We've got modernized Tier 2 armor sets,
I
classic
almost have
time
enough to get
walking,
my Death
new
Knight tier
world
set.
bosses, trading post items, rewards, and more with all that nostalgic flavor. In the War Within expansion that we released a few months ago, we've taken the leap into the first chapter of the World Soul Saga. More coming on that. And of course, Classic is always cooking. But this moment is about you. You're the thundering heart of World of Warcraft and always have been. Stay tuned as we share what we are serving up for you.
All right, and I think this jumps into Classic, right? I'm not gonna watch that.
Call home.
This looks like Miss of Pandaria. Not interested in that either. So Let me just make sure I get to the right timestamp.
Hey everyone.
WoW
Ryan and I
modern
are so excited to
announcements.
Hi everyone, we're in the middle of such an incredible
Ian.
moment for World of Warcraft.
All right, let's go.
The World Soul
This is the
Saga
stuff I'm
kicked off in
actually
August,
interested in.
The launch of the War Within, and we have been so excited to dive into the expansion alongside all of you. Whether you enjoy raiding, dungeons, delves, PvP, collecting appearances, pets and mounts, role-playing, or exploring the open world, we hope you found a part of Azeroth that brings you joy. It's humbling to be standing here.
It's been a pretty
on the
good
eve
expansion
of
so far.
WoW's 20th anniversary.
I feel like it's
Looking
dragging
back,
on, though.
20 years ago, I was fresh out of school, and I had just seen enough of the beta to know that I needed to play this game, and then immediately stopped to avoid spoiling the experience for myself. I'd booked a couple days off work for launch, and was looking forward to really diving into Azeroth. But little did I know that my server would be offline for the first few days due to overwhelming demand. Shout out to Mal'Ganis. But even less could I imagine how this game would in so many ways define the rest of the course of my adult life.
All right, so let's see some stuff from like the new raid, the new major
So,
content
let's
patch.
talk about what's coming
going
up
on?
for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, let's go.
Starting with what's on the horizon.
All right.
We have 1107 Siren Isle, which is currently up on our public test realms.
Yep,
This update
seen
will
this.
go live next month, and it has something for everyone.
Okay,
On the
December.
narrative front, this update includes epilogue quest lines for Dalaran and the Kirin Tor. No spoilers, but this storyline features the mysterious Haranir, who also played a starring role in our expansion release cinematic. We'll also get into the prologue for where we're
Okay.
going next.
So no new
But more
raid
on
in
that
December?
in a minute. 1107 also, of course, brings its namesake, the Siren Isle, a new outdoor environment to explore, full of
Yeah.
mysteries to uncover, and rewards to help catch up your alts and prepare for the next War Within season ahead.
Of course.
Plunderstorm is returning, this time with a plunder store
Okay.
to give you more flexibility in earning your rewards instead of that linear renown track.
Okay.
Also making a return will be the latest iteration of our Turbulent Timeways event and a Winter Veil revamp. We can't wait for you all to experience this update next month. As an additional treat, for those
Okay.
of you invested in the story of the War Within, we will be releasing a novella that explains exactly what happened to Jaina and Thrall after they left us. This novella is narrated by none other than Chris Metz and available today.
All right, I gotta say it. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of happy and kind of disappointed at the same time that the new raid is not coming out in December. I'm excited because that means I don't have to rush during Christmas time to try and put out a fucking guide. But at the same time, I feel like the season has kind of dragged on. Like we need new raiding and Mythic Plus content at this point. It's getting stale. It is stale.
So, I know
All
many
right.
of you have already seen 11.
By the way, I'm not huge on the whole catch up gear kind of stuff too. What was it for the Dragonflight? The whole the Zest gear area with I'm not a fan of all that crap. I don't really care. I don't play it. Especially I mean it's great for like gearing your alts and stuff, but it's just, it blah. It doesn't really interest me.
1107. But you have to be wondering where the War Within is going to take us after that. Okay, so following Xalatath's trail is going to
All
lead
right.
us to a location that I've been personally excited about since we first settled on the idea of an underground expansion. Undermine,
Gnomes?
the capital of the Goblins' trade empire.
Goblins.
Fittingly, our name for the 11.1 patch is Undermined with a D. Now, this is a city unlike any city we've seen before in World of
Okay.
Warcraft, standing as a testament to the intelligence and creativity of the Goblins.
That's pretty cool.
As masters of technology and alchemy. And as
Okay,
our
that's really
adventures
cool.
continue, we will
I
learn
actually like
more
the
about
goblins.
Goblin culture than ever before.
Okay.
What's important to them, what problems they're trying to solve, what they're capable of as a society. Everything that makes them truly unique, beyond the humor and the explosions. Though, just to be clear, there's going to be a whole lot of explosions.
I'm actually really interested in that. I'm intrigued. I
You'll
like
arrive
that.
in an Undermine that's plunged into conflict between the four major goblin cartels: Steamweedle, Blackwater, Bilgewater, and of course, the Venture Company.
Awesome. Okay, I dig that.
You will align yourself with a group of your choice and run
Okay,
into notorious goblins like Monty Gazlo, Renzik the Shiv, Baron Revelgaz, Marin Noggenfogger, and more. Now, if you're going to be in
Okay.
cahoots with a goblin cartel, you can't be seen rolling around in anything less than a truly blinged out ride. So early on, you'll earn a vehicle
What?
designed just for Undermine to push the boundaries of locomotion within World of Warcraft.
Hold up. Okay. Okay. Now, is this going to be like the whole goblin, like the Zephyr thing that we had for delves that is customizable, or what? I actually like that. That's pretty cool. I like that it's specifically for Undermine too.
World of Warcraft.
That's cool.
Undermine was built for speed, with roads designed for driving, which is just as well because this car travels much, much faster than your regular ground mounts.
Really?
You can also further adjust your car's driving characteristics.
Okay, yeah.
Do you prefer grip or do you want to drift more? Do you want more acceleration, even if it's going to come at the expense of your top speed? That's up to you. You can try it all and rule the streets of Undermine, living your life.
Okay, I really like that. I think that's cool. I think that's a really good idea. So it's like a new take. It's like, you know, we had Dragonflying and Dragonflight, so now we're gonna have like the cars and the driving. Really good idea. I like it. Plus, I like the whole Goblin City kind of thing.
We'll also be adding a new dungeon in Undermine, Operation Floodgate, which is a race to stop a group of goblins from blowing a dam that would bring ruin to the Ringing Deeps. This dungeon will also be immediately available as part of our new Season 2 dungeon pool on Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus difficulties. Alongside the 4 other launch dungeons and 3 returning legacy dungeons. Now, we'll have many more details in the weeks ahead, but I can tell you that one of those legacy dungeons, naturally, in light of our goblin theme here, is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth. Continuing to build upon one of our favorite parts of the War Within, this new zone brings with it 2 new delves for you to explore, and we're creating new variations on the existing delves. We're also introducing seasonal updates to Bran Bronzebeard, a new adversary to follow Zeg.
That's really good for those of you that are doing the delves.
Goblin-inspired curios for Bran. Of course, a new season also means a new
That's
raid
pretty
zone.
cool.
We have an 8-boss raid called the Liberation of Undermine coming.
Okay. These are bosses. They look fucking dope. I'm liking this.
Your way, which takes you through the streets of the city and into the magnificent Galagio.
Is there gonna be like a drift boss since they're implementing like the whole car thing?
Brimming with color and extravagance that also hides the dark secrets of its owner, the one and only Gallywix. And for the arena PvPers out there, we're also introducing a new arena map set right amidst the city.
No, good on you guys. That's actually pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I like that.
Wondering how Xal'atath fits into all of this.
Yeah, where we at?
How goblin politics relate to the fate of our world soul. But rest assured, Undermine plays a vital role as a continuation, a next chapter in the many stories that are unfolding in the War Within. We will have a lot more to share on that front in the months ahead.
I'm actually intrigued by this. Thank you.
And that is just the beginning of what we have planned for the next
2025 roadmap. Siren Isle, of course. I'm not that huge into it. Undermined. Okay, so Undermined is going to come out in the new year. I might actually play Plunderstorm this time too, just because it's been such a dry spell of content. Got the new dungeon, got the new raid. Horrific Visions. New content, story. And then the summer will be season 3 for the final raid. Final raid? Yeah. Because then the expansion reveal for Midnight. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll start off the season. We'll start off 2025 with the new raid and stuff.
As you can see, 2025 is going to be an incredible year for both modern and classic WoW players.
I want to go back and play classic, like classic, and do it from like a alliance perspective.
We are reflecting on these past 20 years with immense gratitude as we lay the foundations.
I've never leveled through the classic zones as an alliance character.
On behalf
I only played
World of Warcraft team, thank you so much for being the heart of the history of Azeroth. Whether you've just joined our community, been with us for the last 2 decades, or somewhere in between, thank you for making Azeroth your home.
So last thing.
And speaking of home, the team does have one more thing to share with you.
Okay, so this is probably the home World of Warcraft housing thing, right? Do they talk about it, or was it just a cutscene? I'll wait. I think it looked like it was just a cutscene. Ah, so it's really vague. Really vague. But it'll be coming with Midnight. Okay. So that's going to be like the main feature of Midnight then.
Thank you for joining us today and for being with us for the past 3 decades.
Okay, so that's just going to be like, just let me... All right, so there's a training dummy in there. And then it looks like, of course, you have a Nixia's head. So you'll be able to... I mean, I like the idea. I know that there was like something in the past. There was called like garrisons. I didn't play during that time, so I have literally no idea what they are. But I think that was like supposed to be like a player housing kind of thing from what I saw people talking about, but it didn't really work out, or maybe it wasn't like actual player housing. I like and don't like this at the same time. I don't know. This is just like the orchestra stuff, right? Yeah, it's just the orchestra and stuff. Okay. So pretty cool. I like that. I like the Goblin City. I like the car. That's pretty dope. I'm excited about that. I wasn't like, nothing truly got me excited with the War Within, like with the launch and the first areas. I thought the last area, Hollowfall, was really beautiful. And you know, kind of like, oh, like that, oh wow, shit kind of moment. But other than that, nothing was really that deep. I'm extremely excited about the Goblin City. I think it looks cool. I think it's going to be cool. And I like the idea of the car. The boss that they showed for the raid, super excited about that. That looks really fucking dope. And I'm wondering if they're going to implement like a car riding section, maybe like a mini boss kind, or like a boss with the car driving implemented in with it. Thinking back to like the, whatchamacallit fight, the Leviathan fight in Ulduar, the first one, where you have like the cars, or it's not really cars, but like the siege vehicles and stuff. Maybe something along the lines of that. Who knows? I don't know. It's not on the PTR yet. So regardless, I like the idea of them giving me a little break. So the player housing, I like it and I don't like it. So I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. I like the idea of like being able to have your own house inside of Azeroth and, you know, decorate it, have like your own little home kind of thing. But at the same time, I dislike it in a way that like WoW already feels like super single player-ishy. So now having a house where you just can kind of sit at, I feel like it takes away more of like the multiplayer vibe. And I feel like WoW is kind of like, WoW doesn't feel like a typical MMO anymore, or at least like an older style MMO. It just feels kind of like I mean, it does really feel like a single player game, you know, outside of like guild talking and stuff. I kind of wish like the player housing would be more like guild housing. And I don't, you know, obviously this is just like a teaser, but like maybe have like a guild has like a huge area, right? That's instanced, and then every guild member has like their house inside of that zone. So like you can leave, and then like it's like, you know, like you have your own little city, right? Like the guild has its own little city, and then like, and just have it like it's all instanced, right? So like even if like you leave the guild or whatever, your house, it just ports over to like your next guild or to your own private lot or something like that. But like I would like that idea more, to at least make it feel a little more MMO-ish. That's just kind of like that's like my gripe. So it's like, like right now I spend all my time in Dormagal chilling and waiting for queues, right? That's all I'm doing. It's just like a fancy pause screen, basically. I'm standing in the middle of the city. I'm checking out my raid finder. I'm trying to queue up for groups, or I'm making a group, whatever. And I'm just chilling in the city until it's time to go. And then I leave. Like I don't interact with people. You don't see people interacting. Maybe you guys have different like experiences on different servers or something, but like at least in terms of my experience of what I'm seeing, like people don't just like chill in the city and talk or really communicate. You know, there's not a whole lot of interaction. I mean, I have plenty of guild interaction because I'm in a fairly active guild, but like other players inside the game that aren't in with my guild, I don't have any interaction with them. You know, they're basically NPCs. So I dislike it in that kind of aspect, because it's like, okay, so now if I have my own house, I'm just going to be chilling at my own house, especially if you can have a training dummy. I'm going to assume you have a mailbox. So then if you have an auction house availability, if you can mount at the house, if you have an auctioneer at the house, like it can just really take away from like the whole multiple player aspect, in my opinion. So that's a concern of mine, I guess. But you know, like I said, it's really early. So it's hard to tell what they're exactly going to do with it. I'd really like the idea of like player housing in like a guild environment. Like the guild has its own instance area. All the guild members have their own houses. You can go visit your guildies' houses and things like that, just to kind of keep it a little more social. But who knows what they're going to do with it. I just hope it's not like a completely instanced off section, because if it is, and that's just really stupid in my opinion. And it just subtracts from the game. It doesn't add anything. But I know other people are going to be really happy about it. It's cool. You can have your own home. It's just, I don't know. I don't like the idea of WoW being a single player game, and that's just what it feels like. So, gotta say, this is probably the most excited I've been in terms of seeing the next content update. I'm really, really excited to visit the Goblin City. Like, I'm trying to think about like Dragonflight. In Dragonflight, I mean, nothing truly got me excited about seeing it. Like with the city hubs and stuff, I liked the, Jesus, I can't even remember the name of it already. But the floating city where the hub was, with the seat of the aspects, that place was kind of cool at first, but it got really stale. And it was just because everything was just, I don't know. Nothing in Dragonflight like gave me that, oh wow, that's fucking awesome kind of thing in terms of like the actual city and exploration kind of stuff. And even with the War Within, like nothing really gave me that kind of feeling. Like I said, except for Hollowfall. Hollowfall definitely gave me that oh shit moment when you go in and you see the crystal and it like changes colors and stuff. I think that zone is like beautifully done. It's hands down the best zone in this expansion. And I think it's actually the best zone. Well, I won't go that far. Yeah, super excited. The Goblin City actually has me excited. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I know it's a little late. Like I said, I was on a cruise, so I didn't get to actually see it, and I wanted to come back and actually watch it and give my honest opinion there. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. The raid looks fucking cool. I like the bosses, the T-Rex and the ape. I thought that was really, really fucking cool looking. And player housing's kind of cool. I don't know, what they're going to do with it. We'll see. That's going to be teased later on in the next year. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about the direct, about the announcements? What are you excited for? If you're excited for anything. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.